where did you get that bag? And she was like, oh, this is Coach. And I was like, okay, what's Coach? Hi YouTube, friends and family. I'm back. I told you I'd be back. And I'm back. So, second video, number 2. And today I want to talk about bags. Luxury designer handbags, but also thrifted, pre-loved, secondhand, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. So I hope you guys weren't too put off by my first video. I think this mascara is stuck together. You know, where I was just rambling. That was kind of a hot mess. But we're getting past that. We're going to move on from there. Okay, so a little bit about me. I shop mainly secondhand. Pre-loved. Let's call it pre-loved. I think that sounds more, I don't know, bougie maybe. I love vintage, and I think it's pretty obvious if you follow me on Instagram. Did I say all the stuff? Okay, hi. Hi, I'm Maxine, and this is Renaissance Max. For all of you who are new here, which is probably everybody, including myself, because did I mention this is my second video? Yay! I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it. Okay, I'm so proud of myself, honestly, because it's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to do this for years and years and years and years, and I finally, you know, bit the bullet. Okay, let's not go into that again. You can watch my first video if you want to, you know, watch me rambling on about nothing. Well, what inspired me, and you know, why I decided to get up and make the video. So we're not going to revisit that. We're going to move on. We're moving on. We're talking about handbags today. Vintage, thrifted handbags. Because they're expensive. If you have $3,000-$4,000 to drop on a bag, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, I mean, you know, an Hermes is like, it starts at like $9,000, and that's probably for used. But then you know, I don't know if this is for you. This is for everybody though. This is for everybody who loves handbags. We all love handbags, right? I do. I don't have tons and tons of them, but I feel like they're sort of almost the finishing piece to an outfit, right? You can elevate your outfit. I'm a pretty casual person in terms of dressing for the most part, just because that's my lifestyle. I don't have a lifestyle where I'm getting, you know, all dolled up and glammed up to go anywhere on a regular basis. So the way I you know, elevate my usual jeans and sweatpants. Okay, I'm not usually out in sweatpants. Is by wearing a really nice, expensive looking bag and shoes. I'm also a shoe fanatic. I'm more of a shoe fanatic than I am a bag fanatic, to be honest. But we're gonna do bags because I don't have as many bags as I do shoes. that would need to be like a 4-parter probably. But yeah, we're gonna start with bags. I love handbags, and I love getting handbags for a good price, like I do everything, because we don't have $5,000 handbag money over here. Not that I'm disparaging anybody who does. If you have, if you can drop $3 grand on a handbag, on the latest it bag, I love that for you. We don't pocket watch over here, but that's just not my, that's not my mission. It's not, yeah, I'm not ever, I don't think, and I don't like to say never because you never know, right? You never know where things can go. But I'm probably never going to drop the price of a week stay at a really, really nice 5-star hotel in Jamaica on a handbag. I can't do it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a handbag. And I'm not going to say I'm rough on my handbags because I have enough of them that I can keep in rotation, that they don't get worn out. And I'm already buying them pre-loved, so, you know, I'm taking good care of them. But when I say I'm rough on them, or did I say that? Well, I am. I'm a little bit rough on my handbags in the sense that it's a bag, right? You know, you put it down somewhere, you throw it down somewhere. I have a big thing about not putting my handbags on the floor, because that's just a no-no. I know it's a superstition about you put your handbag on the floor, you'll never have any money. But, and I'm not a superstitious person, but just in case, let's not tempt the fates, okay? Plus, that shit might already pass because, like I said, don't have $3 to spend on a handbag. So I'm not tempting the fates any further by putting my handbags on the floor. No, we're not doing that over here. And we are taking care of them as much as we possibly can. But yeah, so I love handbags. I do buy handbags secondhand, and I buy them mostly, probably 90% of my handbags came from eBay. I know I said that before about eBay, and it's I feel like people who are really, really into handbags and have like a wish list, for instance, of like vintage handbags that they really want to get, y'all need to stop sleeping on eBay. Because I know there's also Etsy, there's also Vestiaire Collective, there's the Real, which we'll talk about that in a second. I have gotten a handbag from them too, but eBay, just the pricing. Oh, and Poshmark. Let's not forget Poshmark. Even I have some stuff listed on Poshmark. So that's also a good place to go. Poshmark Canada, like everything in Canada, a little pricey. A little pricey. So I'll see something on there, and then I look at the American site or eBay in America, and it's like the pricing is wide disparity. Okay, I know everything's expensive here. Our taxes are crazy, the tariffs, the duty, the blah 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 blah, all that stuff, and stuff is more expensive once it hits the stores over here. But does it have to be that wide? A balance, a difference in the prices? I don't know. I feel like people are sort of milking it, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, back to what we were talking about. Handbags. My very first, I guess, if you want to call it luxury, a designer handbag, I think was Coach. And I'm still a Coach girl. I don't know why Coach at some point fell out of favor. I know they're back in favor because they've got this great it bag that everybody's loving, and it's a big huge tote satchel. I don't even remember what it's called. I'll probably put up a thing over here somewhere. But yeah, I don't know why people started thinking that Coach wasn't that girl, because Coach to me has always been that girl. The styles, the quality, the durability, just I love it. And for someone who's, I don't want to say I'm a cheapskate, I'm frugal. I like to get value for money, and I feel like Coach has always been that. And on the resale market, like on eBay or Etsy or wherever you're looking, Poshmark, there are some real deals to get on Coach. So, little story. First time I didn't even know what Coach was, had never heard of it. I'm gonna look it up, but I don't remember when Coach came here, but it was long after long after it had already been in the States, obviously, where it was developed and created. But we didn't get, I want to say we didn't get a Coach store here until sometime in the 2000s, early 2000s maybe. I'm going to look that up and I'll let you know. I should have done that from before, but whatever. We're here now. So I want to say that we didn't get a Coach store. And I remember when I first became aware of Coach, I would have to travel to like the outlet stores on the outskirts of town or across the border to even get Coach. And I remember going into the Coach store and thinking, ooh, those prices, like $400 for a bag, which now seems like, okay, that's pretty average, but it seemed like a lot to me at the time. So my very first encounter with a Coach bag was a friend who had been living in Florida, and she came back to Toronto for a while, and I went to see her, and she had this, we were getting ready to go out, and she grabbed her bag, and I looked at the bag and I was like, what is that? What is that? Where'd you get it? It was kind of beat up too, but you know how leather, really good, durable, well-made leather just gets that sort of patina when it's older and been beat up and been around, and it looks fantastic, right? Still. So she had this big bag, and I was like, where did you get that bag? And she was like, oh, this is Coach. And I was like, okay, what's Coach? And she was like, oh yeah, it's a really big brand, blah, 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 blah. She bought it in Florida. I think it was a gift maybe. But yeah, and it was huge, and I loved it because I think at the time big bags were in, as they are now. And so I was intrigued, and just ever since then I was like, I've got to get this bag. I've got to get a bag like that. And I didn't, because like I said, saw it, you know, probably over the border, went to an outlet store, or a store in a mall anyway, a Coach store, saw the bags and was like, yeah, I can't drop $400 in a bag. I can't do it. But eventually, I want to say very early 2000, when I went on eBay, I found my first Coach bag, and it was like, I don't know if it was brand new, but I think it had not been used anyway. So it belonged to somebody, but I guess they'd never used it, and it was pretty new. I think it came, you know, with the dust bag, which I didn't actually get. Judy, if you're watching this, I know that was supposed to have a dust bag. Anyway, don't think the seller wanted to ship here, like so many sellers on eBay, and we're going to talk about that in later episodes. But yeah, didn't want to ship here. But my friend was in Cali, and she was going to be coming back to Toronto, and so I was like, I'm going to ship it to you. Can you bring it for me? Which she happily obliged, and so I got my very first Coach bag, and I love it to this day. It looks fantastic to this day. I'm going to show you. Where is it? Here. And I have it in a dust bag. Look at this. Look at this beautiful bag. It's the Coach Legacy. I don't think it's called a duffel bag or a bucket bag or whatever, but it's like 15 by 15, so it's huge. The strap, I have it as a shoulder strap right now, as you can see. Maybe I should put this back just a little bit, just a tad, so you can get, okay. Can you see a little bit better? Okay, so I have it as a shoulder bag, but you can, this is the thing I love about Coach. They really think about stuff like this. You can take this strap off. Usually you can. And take this strap. Oh my God. This video is going to be like 5 hours long. And turn it into a crossbody bag. I love that. I love those kinds of details. And then, oh, sorry, zipper. It's got the Coach logo lining and pockets in there, zippered pocket, a couple of pockets on this side. I've got some Kleenex in there for your glasses, your cell phone, whatever. It's huge, it's deep, it's absolutely fantastic. I actually ended up buying the 12-inch version of this bag for my mother-in-law for a gift because she had never had a Coach bag. So I got one for her, the smaller version. But this version I bought because I used to work in the evenings, or I used to work sort of afternoon to evening. And so I had to lug a lot of stuff to work. I would take a snack, my dinner, and just, you know, all the regular crap that you have to have when you're out and about all day long. So, or all evening long. So, and for traveling, oh my God, this is the best thing for traveling. Look at the leather on this. Like it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, which reminds me, while I'm doing these close-ups, of the reason, one of the reasons that I decided I had to do a handbag video today is because I got my nails done. And not my usual bubble bath or pinky nude or brown that I normally like to get. I got this fancy sort of black and brown ombre design, and it's pretty cool. And it's shellac. So I've got to live with this for at least the next 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know if I can. I'm really a nudie neutral girl, but I think it looks good. And so, you know, while they're not looking raggedy and everything and just freshly done, I'm going to do this video with the handbags where my hands are going to be on display all the time. Okay, so that was my very first handbag from Coach, and love it down. We'll never part with it. If there's a fire, I'm grabbing it. Love it. Okay, so of course I went on to have to purchase many other Coach bags. Quite a few of them I've sold over the years. I bought sort of that same iteration of bag in an orange suede. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Loved it. But after carrying it 1 or 2 times, realized it was completely and utterly impractical. Big, huge suede bag. Mind you, suede wasn't even happening like it is now. But just impractical to use on any kind of regular basis. Because as I said, even if I'm buying my bags pre-loved, I like them to look fresh and clean and wonderful. And I don't mind leather aging, but suede, you know, it's high maintenance. And so very shortly after I bought that, sold it. I've had quite a few. I've had, I can't think of them all. And we'll do this again another time. Because it's gonna be a long video, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, okay, so that was my first bag, and I don't know what happened to my second, third, fourth, or whatever. I've had quite a few. I downsized a lot because, you know, just for practicality's sakes, and because I don't want to have tons and tons of things around that I'm not using. So my other, okay, transparency. I always say that, transparency. What the hell? Anyway, so my next tote bag that I'm going to show you is this one. This patent leather gorgeousness here, okay? Also vintage. Cannot recall what is the actual name of this bag. I will crop it up on the screen if I can find it. And I'm sure I can, because these are still kicking around, particularly, like I said, on eBay. Anything you want is on there pretty much. But yeah, this bag, another totally practical workhorse of a bag. I love the patent leather. I think this also was probably, if not under 100, just slightly over. And I love this bag. I use this bag all the time. Again, for traveling, it's great, but also just for everyday getting around town, putting stuff in. You know, I can fit my laptop in here, and all the essentials that I need. It's got the Coach hang tag. At some point, maybe we'll do another video where I talk about, you know, how you can tell that it's a genuine Coach bag, because I know there's a lot of dupes out there, or there used to be. I don't know if that's a big thing anymore, but I know that it used to be a big thing. So it's just got the plain black satin lining, zipper closure, fits very nicely over the shoulder. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God, I love this bag so much. And it's, I can't even tell you how many years old it is. Over 10. Way over 10 years old, and probably older than that, and still going strong. I love it. It's sometimes my everyday bag. Okay, so that's another one. And then, okay, we don't have that many to go. Okay, I have another, brought it down from upstairs. And this is just my little Coach, another, I think, Legacy Ergo, maybe Hobo bag. It's a logo one, but I think very subtle because it's black on black, and so you can't really see. I'm not really a logo girl. I don't like to have, you know, brand names, designer names splattered all over my bag. But I love this one. You know what? Out of all the bags, too, that I carry, I get a lot of compliments on this one. I'm always like, oh, that's such a cute bag. Where'd you get it? I like that bag. It's so small and so nondescript, and so, you know, just my little, oh, I'm just dashing out to the store or the mall or whatever. I'll just throw, you know, it fits my wallet, my glasses, all the, you know, just sort of very, very basic essentials. And it's got a pocket here. What is that? Oh, dentist appointment. Old one. But yeah, and the gold brass actual hardware. And look, it can slip right off, and then I don't know, what can you do? It doesn't fit around my waist, or maybe somebody else's. But yeah, it's a great bag. It's got the leather shoulder pad here, so fits very nicely under the arm. I love this bag. And yeah, a lot of people like this bag. So yeah, this one, another Coach. Okay, so what are we at now? Number 3. Okay, and then I have, I've shown this one before on Instagram as well. Another Hobo bag. I'm a slouchy bag girl. I don't really like structured bags like that. I don't feel like they speak to my lifestyle. Again, as I said, my lifestyle is it's pretty casual. And so for me to walk around with, like, you know, like the Birkins, everybody's into the Birkin, and I get it. So it's a huge status symbol, and it's like, look at me, I've arrived. And again, not disparaging the people who are into Birkins and collecting them and love them and all of that, because we're not pocket watching over here. And everybody likes what they like, and I love that. I love the fact that we're all unique and we all do our own thing and like what we like, and that's what makes the world go round, is that we're not all copying other people. Okay, when I say all, I don't mean all, but you know, a lot of us are not trying to copy. We're just going with what we like. Slouchy bag that just tucks under the arm. Soft, sort of, you know, I can fill it out with a bunch of stuff, and it's just, you know, goes with my casual lifestyle. I love the gold hardware on this. Actually, it's kind of a mix of metals. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm pretty sure that's silver. And then this is gold in here. And then the zip is gold. And the zip on the back is gold. And yeah, this is actually a Coach outlet bag. And you can tell it's outlet because it actually says Coach. Whereas the Coach bags from the Coach store usually just have a C somewhere. So I think that's what the difference is, if I remember correctly, because I did ask them in the store. So yeah, it's an outlet bag. I love it. I love the size of it. This is a good size. This is a wallet, glasses, and for all who don't know, and I'll show you maybe in another video, I carry around a personal cooler. It's a fan. I haven't needed it so much lately, but when that menopause hit, oh, baby, I would have died without this fan. I don't know how I would have survived without it. For those of us like me, over 50, 40, 50, whatever, 60, who have experienced the hot flash that comes with menopause, I think you know what I'm talking about. You will be inclined to strip down naked in public when that thing hits you. It just starts, for me anyways, I'm pretty sure it's different for everybody. And I know people who never even experienced it. Hate them. Okay, but it starts like this sort of, you can feel this rising heat starting in your chest. and it works its way up. And by the time it gets to the top of your head, you literally look like you just stepped out of a shower. I've got stories. I've got some stories. I'm going to share them with you at another time, because I'm going to head out today, and I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, so this is we'll get back to this, because I can get real distracted real easily. Okay, so I love this bag. It's ivory, it's cream, it's not actually stark white, unlike my t-shirt, which even that's not really stark white. I don't do good with stark white. I'm one of those clumsy people. If I put something white on, within 2 minutes, I'm gonna spill something on it. So I love this bag, love the neutral color, love the size of it. It can fit all the essentials, and it's not a crazy size. Okay, so yeah, I know that. Oh wait, this can go back in its little slot up here. I know that these really huge bags are on trend right now. But if you don't need a huge bag, why are you walking around with something that's like 18 inches big? I think it's great. It's great for shopping, because nobody gives you bags anymore, by the way. So it's handy to have something that you can just throw all your crap in. But okay, so I'm gonna save the pièce de résistance for last. Which is the pièce de résistance, by the way? Okay, so let's go with this one next, okay? And I'm going to show you them now, because these are classic. These are classic vintage bags, and hard to find. And I don't think they made that many of them to begin with. And I remember when well, I don't know if it's when they first came out, but when they first came to my attention on eBay, I was like, I really love them, but I think they were maybe a couple $100 generally around that time, and I wasn't inclined to spend that much money on a bag that I was like, I don't know if I get a lot of wear out of that. So I just sort of was like, yeah, okay. And I think they only came out in like 3 colors that I can think of, and so 3 or 4 colors that I can think of. And so yeah, I just wasn't inclined, and I just sort of, you know, pushed it to the back of my mind, didn't think about it at all. And then for whatever reason, I want to say like maybe 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, I guess one cropped up, and I think I cropped up on Poshmark, and I was like, oh, you know what, that bag is I like that bag. It's a classic. It's vintage. They don't make them anymore. I think they made what they made, and that was it. And and then here they were coming back around on the pre-loved market for really amazing prices. And I remember what I paid for this bag, and look at it. Oh, and also this was before everybody was like, oh, oxblood maroon, burgundy, blah 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 blah. So, because let's face it, that color's always been a thing, and this is actually more purplish, isn't it? Sort of. So okay, but I think it sort of fits into that sort of burgundyish family, maroon, oxblood, whatever you want to call it. I think it kind of fits in that. Anyway, here it is. It is the Coach convertible ergo with the kiss lock on the front, which I think is a Bonnie Cashin design. And anybody who knows anything about the history of Coach knows that Bonnie Cashin is one of the designers initially that worked with Coach and created some very iconic pieces. Was an iconic leather designer anyway, and I think responsible for the kiss lock and toggle closures and stuff on bags for Coach. So from back in the 60s and 70s, and some of her stuff is a lot of her stuff, probably most of her stuff, is collectible and very hard to find, and when you do find it, it's going to cost you. But here we go. So this convertible ergo kiss lock bag, love it down. The color, rich, gorgeous. The leather, supple, beautiful, durable, well made. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And okay, so it's got the snap closure, it's got the sort of pinkish lining that goes so well with the color of the outside, and you know, the usual zipper pocket in there. Here's the thing about this bag. So you can carry it, snaps closed really well. You can carry it like this, like just your everyday clutch to give like a pop of color to a neutral outfit or whatever you're doing. It's look at that. I love that. But also, watch this. Da 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 da. When it gets full of stuff, hang tag again, or even while it's folded, look at that. Crossbody, out of the way, don't want to worry about it, need my hands free for whatever. Is that not gorge? Oh my God, look at that. I love this. Love it down. It's beautiful. I love it so much. Okay, so this is one of my collectible pieces that I just absolutely love. Okay. And then it cropped up in gold. And of course I had to have the gold. Of course. Because I think by then I had my gold boots. I have these gold ankle boots. And when we do the shoes and boots and all that stuff, I will show that. But this one is exactly the same as the one I just showed you, except that it is gold. And I've actually worn this out a couple of times. So yeah. Same thing, put your little change in here, your Metro card or whatever it is you need to carry around, you know, your lipstick, whatever. And same idea with the skinny crossbody strap. Snaps closed, fold it up, carry it like a very cool, sophisticated clutch bag, or, you know, when it gets filled with your stuff, just carry it in your hand. Top handle. Look at that. Top handle, crossbody, clutched under the arm. Talk about versatility. I love this. Coach, they just get it right all the time. People sleep on Coach. They sleep on Coach and they sleep on eBay. But I think I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure. I think I ended up getting both of those on Poshmark. I for sure got one of them on Poshmark. The fuchsia type maroon whatever one I got on Poshmark for sure. And the gold I either found on Poshmark or eBay. I'm not sure, but they were both really reasonable, under $100. Because people forgot about them and we're like, eh. But I love them. So, and part of my collection for sure, forever. Okay, next Coach bag. So at the end of the day, this is just going to end up being about Coach, I think. Yeah. And that's okay, right? We can do this in parts. Okay, next Coach bag is this stunning bucket bag, which I've never seen. I've never seen it in a store. I think it's an outlet bag. Pretty sure it's an outlet bag. Aha. See that? See the Coach logo on the side there on the bottom? Okay, so it's an outlet bag. But I saw this, like 2 or 3 of them cropped up on eBay, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. And I never saw them before that, and I've never seen them since. But I saw it, and it was an amazing price. I'm pretty sure like $50 US or something crazy. And just the colorway, like look at that. Look at the hang tag. And then the sort of tan, camel, light camel closure there. And the gold hardware at the end of the closure. The light camel or tan, if you want to call it that, strap. the inside. Look at that. It's got the color on the tag and on the zipper that's on the hang tag here. And it's just lined in a satin beige with blue, navy blue trim. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And you know, we're not even talking. Oh, and again, top handle, shoulder bag, right? Love this. Love this down. Or crossbody. Tell me this isn't to die. Tell me this isn't to die in the summertime when you're wearing like all white or navy or anything. This is gorgeous. I love it. Think about how much you can put in here. You can put everything in here. You could put stuff even to go to the beach. You know, well, okay. If you're going on a boat or something, right? Like this is not your, you know, laid on the sand and stuff it full of towels bag, but this is just a great summer bag. I just love it. And I know it's not summer yet, but it'll be here before we know it. That's what we tell ourselves to get through the horror that is winter in Canada. And look at the condition of this. Look, for under $100. You can't tell me nothing, okay? You can't tell me nothing. This is a beautiful bag. Nobody's looking at this bag and thinking, oh, that looks fake. Oh, that looks terrible. Nobody's saying that because it's beautiful. Okay, so we're almost at the end. Hang on. Hang in there with me. I'm calling this the pièce de résistance. It's not even my favorite bag, but it's different from the others in the sense that it's a little bit out of my usual sort of neutral minimalist vibe. Okay, but I love it. I saw it. It was on eBay. Had never been used. So came with the little pouch with the cleaning and the brush and the tags and the everything. And the price was good. And I'd never seen it before. That's the other thing. But you know, I don't really be stalking the stores like that because I'm online looking at stuff. I'm getting hot. The lights in here. But when I saw it, I think at the time I had just bought my suede coat from Etsy, and I think I've pretty sure I've done an Instagram with that, or showing it on Instagram. But anyway, I'll do another thing. But this bag, let me not keep waffling on. Okay, I have to move this one, which I can put over here actually. Okay, there we go. Okay, so again, a little bit out of my slouchy hobo minimalist vibe, because it's a little bit more structured than what I normally go for. But the colorway, and it's a logo. But the colors, I had to do it. Okay, so, oh, I need to she's getting a little squashed. Look at this bag. Is this bag not gorgeous? And do you know why it spoke to me? I was just picturing this with my brown suede coat that I had at the time. Don't have it anymore. It's a little bit too small, and it was a struggle. You know, it was like, I was fighting with the shoulder situation. And so I finally decided to sell it, and I had to let it go. And I think I sold it on Poshmark. But I was thinking this with dark brown. I mean, because, you know, the brown of the logo. And I don't think the logo on this looks too obnoxious. I don't think so. But what really drew me was this teal or aqua blue, whatever you want to call it. is almost the color of my suede coat that I got to replace the brown one that I got rid of that was too small. And then I just, that juxtaposed with the green suede and then the green of the leather. This, and it can fit on the shoulder, which is sort of de rigueur for me because I don't always want to be carrying stuff in my hands. I need my hands free for perusing racks of clothing or picking up shoes or whatever else I'm doing. Picking up stuff in the store. So there's that. Look at that. This Birkin who? Kelly wear? Okay, let's not disparage the Kelly. I if somebody gifted it to me, but yeah, I'm never spending that kind of money. But look at this. So the sides clip in like that, both sides. So you can have it wider if you so desire and if you need to for all the stuff that you're putting inside of it. I keep it shut, but and then this, you don't have to unbuckle. I actually had a bag like that. That was so annoying. I ended up getting rid of it because this was not a snap like that. You actually literally had to film, you know, send it through the thing, the buckle, and buckle it up in order to close it. And I just, impractical. And that was an Yves Saint Laurent bag, by the way, my very first one. So I got rid of that. I actually wish I hadn't. When I tell you luxury, the leather on that bag, sumptuous, delicious. Oh yeah, okay. But we'll talk about that another. We will talk about that when we do my YSL collection, because yeah, I do have a YSL collection. Pre-loved YSL. Look at the little strap with the little fringe. I mean, this. What sets this apart from my other bags too, aside from the structure and it being kind of a, you know, ladies who lunch looking thing. Oh, and it's got the little feet to protect the suede on the bottom. Love that. Is the fact that it does seem to have, compared to my other bags, a kind of a lot going on, right? It's got the buckle detail here with the silver. It's got all the silver hardware on here. It's got the logo, and then it's like 3-4 different colors. So in that sense, it's definitely a little bit of a departure for me in terms of the other Coach bags that I have. But I just really love it. I really love it. I'm looking forward to wearing it with my suede coat eventually when it's no precipitation anticipated in the weather. And, you know, don't get me started. Canada, we can go from having to wear a really heavy parka to, you know, wearing a t-shirt and a jean jacket. Like the weather goes like that. Swings wildly, and you may not always get the opportunity to wear your leather or your suede because it just goes from parka weather to t-shirt weather. But let's hope, right? Because we want to wear all our things. So anyway, back to the bag. Just a little bit of a little left turn there about the weather, because you know, I live in Canada. I was going to say I'm Canadian, not actually, but I am after all these years. But the thing about Canada and Canadians is we love to talk about weather. We talk about it incessantly. It's the first thing. Hey, how you doing there? Oh yeah. Oh, what about this weather, eh? It's a thing, because it's a thing. It's a thing that we have to, you know, contend with all the time. So yeah, comes up a lot. Back to the bag. This is it. This is my. Is it my only? It's my only real ladies who lunch bag. Yeah. It's cute though, right? I love it. I'm going to style it with the coat. Maybe I'll even do that. Maybe I'll do that and do a little pop-up over here somewhere on the side so you can see it. And yeah. I love this. I've not worn it out yet, but I will. I'm getting there. I'm going to pop it back in its bag. Okay, what's in here? See, this is, okay, And this is what it came with. See the little Coach bag? And then in here, we have the brush for the suede. Isn't that amazing? Oh my God. And the care tags. And also this, I think, to buff out any kind of stains or imperfections. I don't remember who the buyer is. I can look it up. eBay, of course. But thank you. Thank you so much. I know I left you a 5-star review on this because just stunningly beautiful. Came with the dust bag, of course. And I love it. Coach, Coach, she that girl. Okay. So, yeah, I don't have a setup here where I have my bags just displayed leisurely on shelves because they don't all get used every day like that, and I don't want to have to be dusting and cleaning them off all the time. So I actually have them in, it's actually like shoe racks, really. You know those shoe thingies that you get at IKEA? I keep them in there, most of them. And I think it does a good job of keeping them sort of dust free and, you know, away from harm. But yeah, that's my bag video. That's my Coach bag collection. I don't think I've missed anything. I think that's all of it. If I do, we'll go over it in another video. But yeah, that's my video. Okay. Did I say that I was going to get back to talking about, I think probably the whole eBay thing, right? So I think I have one bag, one YSL, Yves Saint Laurent, for those who don't know. Who would that be? Bag that I got from The Real Real, and pretty much everything else I've gotten from eBay and or Poshmark at amazing prices. So yeah, don't sleep on those bags. I know that or those places to shop, because the prices are just better. Like, okay, if you're talking about in terms of hierarchy with the pricing, I think probably I mean, I feel like The Real Real is really reasonable. And I know that there's also Fashion File and Rebag and a couple of other places that we don't actually have here in Canada, but you know, they're available in the States. So I've not dealt with any of those places. And I don't know what the price points are for vintage bags on those sites either. Or they have, I think, physical stores, physical locations. So I'm dealing mostly online and with the ones that I mentioned before, Vestiaire, Real Real, eBay, and Poshmark. And I feel like that's kind of, in terms of the pricing, that's kind of how it works too, from highest to lowest. And eBay, of course, is the lowest. You have to be very, very careful and discerning when you're shopping on eBay. But it's not the wild, wild west that everybody thinks it is. I remember back in the day watching a Judge Judy episode where somebody had bought a Coach bag, I think it was Coach, and it went to court because this guy, young guy, had sent this woman a box full of, I think, wrapping paper or newspapers instead of the bag that he was supposed to send her. And so she took him to court, and of course she won, and he had to pay her. What was funny about that case too is his mother was in court, but she was not sitting with him. She was sitting somewhere in the back, and she was like, yeah, my name's Bennett and I'm not in it. I'm not supporting this kid, which I thought was hilarious. But yeah, that's it. I don't think that stuff really happens. It's never ever happened to me. I have never, I mean, I have received, and only rarely, okay, stuff that I thought was questionable once I got it, and did not totally fit the description. But for the most part, I've never actually been ripped off by somebody, you know, sending me something that I hadn't ordered unless it was a genuine mistake, right? So, yeah. That's where the best prices are, particularly if you're being intentional. If you're being intentional and there's a particular bag, and I'm not like your big high end, but even those end up on eBay, okay? And that's where your best prices are. So yeah, eBay should totally sponsor me. Because I am out here doing the PR work for them, right? And that's just naturally me not getting paid because I actually do use them. I think I love it. I love that it's a bunch of just individuals making money. Is there a bird out there? Okay, sir. I love that they're a bunch of people, small people. So shop small, support small business, all of that, who are just out there, you know, it's probably their side hustle. They're trying to make some money on the side to support their families. Things are tough. Times are tough. Food is expensive. Rent is expensive. Mortgages are ridiculously through the roof. Everything is crazy. And if you're just a regular working schmuck like the rest of us, myself included, then you've got to try and make do wherever you can, save money wherever you can, get all the bargains and the deals. And I know handbags are not a necessity, right? It's not like eggs and milk and bread, but we also, you know, just have this short life. And if there are things that you love and that you enjoy and that bring you some level of joy, then go for it. Go for it. And that's why I said, I don't pocket watch. I'm not throwing any kind of shade on people who can afford a $5,000 bag. I love that for you. Oh my God. I wish it was me. Maybe next lifetime. But in this lifetime, we are trying to have that sort of luxe life, luxe minimal life in my case, but do it in a way that's affordable. Right? And that supports other people who are just trying to make it through. And I don't know where they're getting their goods. Could be Goodwill, could just, you know, their closets, estate sales, whatever. But I'm happy to be doing my little bit to keep stuff moving through the planet, the universe, the country, the whatever, the state, the province, instead of ending up on a landfill somewhere. Not that any of this stuff that I've shown you is looks like it should be on a landfill. Oh mon Dieu, sacre bleu. But I am happy to do my part to collect all the vintage goods that nobody wants anymore, and for a reasonable price. Anyway, you know what? I gotta get out of here. I am going to some kind of big, huge international center cheapy sale. Because, yeah, we're trying to save money over here. I'm probably not going to buy anything. But you know what? I may try my hand at vlogging and lug you guys along with me. What do you think? Yeah? Okay, want to come? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do now. So I've got to get out of here. I've got to finish getting ready. And, yeah, maybe I'll take you guys along if I can get over my fear of actually vlogging in public. And not being too embarrassed. To do so, then I'm going to show you some of what I get up to today with my buddy. So yeah, thanks YouTube for coming back if you did, and if you didn't, or if this is your first time here, check out my first video. I mean, it was okay. I didn't think it was that bad. I really didn't. It could have been so much worse. Right? I could have just sat there and bumbled my way through the whole thing. And I did do a preface to it and all of that stuff, but it's all going to be one video. And so yeah, you know, we're trying to think. We're trying to do all the things. Like I said, be consistent, come back. So please, I'm going to do that. And I would love if you would do it too. So if you liked this video, thumbs are up. And subscribe, because I'm gonna make some more. I'm pretty sure this is starting to seem really Yeah, kind of fun. So yeah, come on back, come on back, come on down. And okay, I don't know why I'm doing that. Never mind. I'm going to go now, and hopefully you get to see some of what I get up to later today. Okay. Bye, YouTube friends and family. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you've been here this whole time, I appreciate you. I love you. I don't know you, but yeah. We're gonna vibe over here, right? Okay, okay. Bye-bye.